Alright, so let's give this full self-driving supervised a try. You can see auto steer beta. Okay, driver assistance feature does not make your vehicle autonomous. Alright, you want to pay attention and keep your hands on the steering wheel. Be prepared to take over at any time. Designed for use on highways that have a center divider, clear lane markings, no cross traffic. Alright, should not be used on highways that have very sharp turns or lane markings that are absent, faded, or ambiguous. Auto steer is currently in beta. Okay, they say to encourage a higher level of vigilance. Alright, if this were a computer or mobile phone, we would not refer to it as a beta. Alright, but we believe the standards are considerably higher for vehicle control and want to be clear about the proper use of auto steer. By continuing, you allow cabin camera, alright, above the rear view mirror to determine inattentiveness and remind you to keep your eyes on the road. When auto steer is active, cabin camera data is processed on the vehicle itself. No one, including Tesla, has access. Please refer to owner's manual about this feature. Alright, and yes, we're going to enable it. Here's the full self-driving supervised. Under your supervision, full self-driving supervised can drive your Tesla almost anywhere. It will make lane changes, select forks to follow your navigation route, navigate around other vehicles and objects, and make left and right turns. It must be used with additional caution and an attentive driver. It does not make your vehicle autonomous. Do not become complacent. Cabin camera is used to detect driver attentiveness while FSD supervised is in use to provide you with audible alerts reminding you to keep your eyes on the road. By continuing, you allow cabin camera above the rearview mirror to determine inattentiveness and remind you to keep your eyes on the road when FSD supervised is active. Right? You want to enable? Yes. So they stopped calling it beta here for the full self-driving, but the auto steer they still call beta. Interesting. Right? And it says if it disables 5 times due to improper use, auto steer, beta, and full self-driving supervised will no longer operate. This vehicle has not had any such events yet. And here you can see the software version. Okay, it's checking for updates, but we are on FSD or full self-driving supervised software version 12.3.3. And it's going to check for updates, but you can see it's up to date because I just did an update. So let's go ahead now, put it into drive. I just pushed the brake pedal on the Model X Plaid and it knows that there's stuff behind me, so it's going into drive. And I don't know if we can put on full self-driving. I think that means I can, so let's push that. And you can see it's going on its own. And let me zoom out. I don't know if it's going to see me holding this thing and then it's going to turn itself off, but we'll find out. Look at it navigating the parking lot here all on its own. I'm not doing anything. Okay, I wish I had my phone mount thing to hold this here, but yeah, so I told it to drive me home. Let's see what it does, how it does it. Wow, it's doing like these tight turns here. Oh no, see, it's getting mad at me already. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to record, but all right, it's doing this all on its own. There was another car coming. I don't know if you saw that, but here we go. All right, it's doing all of this on its own. I haven't inputted anything yet other than telling it to start. All right, this other car, they don't have a stop, but for some reason they're waiting. So I flagged them, I waved at them to tell them to go. That car crossed traffic, they had no stop, but they were stopping, and the car waited for them. All right, so here we go. I was a little scared it was gonna hit the center thing there, but it did good. All right, it's doing it on its own. It set its own speed limit to 15 miles an hour max. All right, you can see how well it's doing. Ever since this version 12 update of the full self-driving beta and all of that, oh, I'm gonna have to push the thing a little to get it to go. But you can see there's cross traffic. It could have gone, but it waited. So I don't know. Let's see when it's gonna go. I'll show you the cross traffic here. And there's no more, so it should go. It's okay, it's taking too long, so I'm gonna push it. All right, it was going a little, but there was someone behind me. I didn't want to wait to see what would happen because, yeah, I don't want to make people wait too long. But as you can see, it's driving just fine. Other than it being very cautious on those kinds of entering on a red light, it does really well. If you tell it to go, like if you push the accelerator, it'll automatically do it on its own. All right, it's signaling to the right. Is it gonna go? Oh, look, it's taking the bike lane. So it's doing it all on its own right now. Okay. Okay, it decided to take the bike lane on its own. You can see it's going. I do have my hand like over here, but I'm not like grabbing it or moving it. It's doing everything by itself. Okay, so you can see, and it's going to the left lane. There was a car coming up, but it's still merged in, and that's because this lane becomes a merge real soon. So the only thing is it does go to a completely full stop, and then so other cars, most drivers, they'll kind of just go and then slow down a little bit and go. Technically, legally, you are supposed to come to a complete stop, but some people do get annoyed by that. So yeah, you can see there's the lane merge, so it auto did it. I'm gonna set the speed higher. It's set to 30. I set it to 35 now, because yeah, people like to go at least 5 over the speed limit or more. So just so people don't get annoyed at the cars driving, I sped it up a little bit. All right, but yeah, normally it will follow the speed limit signs pretty much exactly. All right, there you go. You can see it's going perfectly fine. Again, I'm not touching anything. I'm holding the camera with one hand, and my other hand is just kind of holding the wheel but not steering. Okay, it's gonna turn right. I guess it's gonna go the other entrance instead, so we get to see what it does. All right, it's red light here. It's not going, so I'm gonna push it and make it go. All right, and I just pushed it a little, and then it said, oh, it's clear, and then it just went. So I didn't even have to like push it all the way through the turn. I just pushed it a little, it started going, and then it realized it can go. But you can see how well it's driving all on its own. This new update is really amazing. Version 12, all these version 12 updates so far have been really good. Again, other than the intersections turning right on red, where it's overly cautious, but it's better to be safer than not. So I guess it's good that it's learning from how I push the pedal to tell it to go. It is stopping pretty far back, so I'm gonna actually move it forward a little bit. I don't know why it thinks there's a person, or it thought there was a person there in the, like, next to that traffic pole, but yeah. So maybe that's why it was going slow, because it thought there was a person there. Right, I pushed it to creep it a little forward, closer to the line, and now it's just waiting for the green light. What is that? Squeakiness. And yeah, so it's waiting for the light, and so far not moving till it turns green. Here we go, it's green and it's going on its own. I didn't touch the wheel at all. It spun all on its own, and it's doing that all by itself. Also, my feet didn't touch the pedals at all. So yeah, this full self-driving beta version 12.3.3 is doing really well. I'm gonna set the speed higher because people are like tailgating behind me. Like I said, people like to drive at least 5 miles an hour over the speed limit here. I told it to go 10. But as you can see, it's doing it very cautiously. It's only at 29 miles an hour, and the max is 35. There's a sign there that says 20, and it's still continuing at the 28 or so. All right, so yeah, it's slowing down a bit more, but it's doing really well. There's that little center divider thing. It's perfectly fine. And yeah. All right, so as you can see, it's doing really well on its own. So yeah, full self-driving beta version 12.3.3, definitely a huge success, and it's actually going close to the curb. Is it parking on its own? Seriously? Did it just... Wow, it's street parked on its own. Okay, it stopped. I'm gonna push the brake. I'm gonna park. I don't think it didn't actually pull forward enough, so I'm gonna actually drive forward more on my own. There's my neighbors behind me. Actually, did it pull? No, it didn't pull forward enough. I kind of want to get out and see, but you can see there's the rear tire there. So I'm going to park forward more because it didn't park all the way forward. So normally I would park about here where I can see that the walkway up to the house. All right, and then you can kind of see here where this starts. Right, and in here you can kind of see as well. So it didn't really park the car, but it pulled over to where you can just get out and you're basically at your stop. I just parked it the rest of the way. Anyways, I'm gonna park it in the actual driveway. So let me do that. and it pretty much did the whole thing from stop to stop. Like, I just had it go straight out of the driveway or the parking lot. The only thing is the car needs to be in drive. It doesn't know how to back up. Like this self-driving, it can't do backing up. It can only go forward. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. This one isn't my car, it's a loaner, so I'm not going to have the Model X once I get the Cybertruck back, and the Cybertruck doesn't have full self-driving at all. So yeah, but the Model Y did update as well to a version 12. I don't remember what the decimal points were, but it is a version 12, and it does really well as well. I've done like driving out of a parking lot as well, and I said well a billion times now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.